Hi, I'm Melissa with Communicate with Angels, and today I'm going to talk about the different personality traits that you'll notice in people with the different 4 spiritual abilities. So the truth is we all have all 4 of these, but we have them ordered in a particular way. And the one that is your primary gift is also going to tell you a lot about your personality and your strengths in life. So last week I talked about how you receive psychic impressions through these 4 gifts. So if you missed that video, I'll link it right here and you can check that one out as well. But one of the things that's not widely talked about is that actually these are personality types, or you could even call them learning styles. And when I trained to be a school teacher, we learned about these different learning styles, and it's actually the same idea. But it's really interesting to know kind of how these personality traits play out, because you'll start to recognize them in yourself, and you'll start to recognize them in your family, your friends, your loved ones, the people you work with. That can be really, really helpful to know. So let's start with the gift of intuition. You could also call this your gift of clairaudience if you're familiar with the clairs. Now, someone who has the first gift of intuition, their personality is going to be pretty direct and to the point. These people are factual. They don't care so much about details. They really just want to get to the point. So if you have a friend that says those words like get to the point or hurry up, they're probably an intuitive. They can tend to be a little impatient. They want things to keep moving. But their real gift is that they have true concern for people. They really care deeply about others. And when they're balanced, they will be willing to be of service to you and to really stay true to the mission that they're a part of. If they get out of balance, they can tend to be stubborn and demanding, thinking that only their way is best. So that old saying, my way or the highway, that will be an out of balance intuitive quality. They can also tend to be quite introverted. Now, this is not always a bad thing. They just need to really think things through thoroughly before acting. But if they get out of balance, this could actually be to their detriment, where they're withdrawing and wanting to escape and be by themselves. So, what about vision? Okay, so you could also think of this as clairvoyance. So if this is a person's primary gift, they are going to have a very kind of smooth personality. They love to have balance and harmony. They like their environment to be attractive. They like themselves to be attractive. They'll tend to be a little more conservative in the way that they dress. They're not really flashy, but they really appreciate things to look good, and that gives them a good energy as well. They are very organized, so they are good at scheduling and planning and keeping everything kind of straight and organized in their life. They have a good sense of timing of things. They have the gift of empathy, so they can see what it's like to be in another person's shoes, but still stay detached. Now, if they get out of balance, they have a tendency to be a perfectionist. They have this vision in their mind of how they think things should be, and they don't really like to change that picture. So if you're strong in vision, it's really important to learn to be flexible at times. Now, this is my first gift, and I've fallen into this trap before where I automatically think that things are going to be the same as they were last time. I get a fixed picture in my mind. And we all know that nothing ever looks the way you think it will. Every single time I work with a project, even if it's the same class I'm offering or, whatever it might be, it seems like it's going to be the same, but every time is different. So having that sense of fun and flexibility is important, because a visionary can tend to get too rigid with things. What about the gift of prophecy? Well, if a person has the first gift of prophecy, their personality is pretty cool, calm, and collected, but they do have a great sense of fun. Okay, so they love to sleep, they love to eat, they also appreciate sex. They just enjoy that creative and finer things of life, okay? And their personality tends to be a little bit wacky. They're outside of the box. They will never fit inside anybody's box. Now, if they get out of balance, they can tend to be a little controlling and critical. and they want to kind of control and order everything around them. A balanced prophetic is a great manager because they can kind of multitask. They know when to move in and when to move out of different opportunities, and they're really good at keeping a big picture. They're also known as the way shower because they have a good sense of how to lift others up to their true potential. Finally, the gift of feeling. Now, these people are more detail oriented. They like to work with their hands. They will tend to be artistic, and they have natural healing abilities. Their personality is very warm and loving. Everybody loves to be around a feeler. It just feels so good. Feelers like to hug and show their love and affection through touch, and they have a natural healing ability, like I said. If they get out of balance, they can tend to be attention seekers and want a lot of sympathy from others. They tend to pretend that they're incapable of doing things so that others will want to help them. But the truth is, they really are very strong people in and of themselves. So there's so much more depth to these 4 gifts. And there's amazing courses available through the Way Showers College where you can delve even deeper into these gifts. And a great place to start for yourself is to receive the orientation profile. This will actually tell you which one of these 4 gifts is your primary one, so you can learn more about yourself. Now, like I said at the beginning, it is so helpful to know the gift order of your friends and family. I have a 6-year-old son, and his gift order is intuitive, feeling, visionary, prophetic. My gift order is visionary, prophetic, intuitive, feeling. So as you can see, our first 2 gifts are not the same. And so it's really helpful for me to understand that about him, to know that he is intuitive and then feeling. And a lot of times when he gets out of balance, it's really his feeling gift that's getting out of balance. It's having a tantrum or moaning or attention seeking. But because I know that's what's going on, I can neutralize it with the positive aspects of the gift of feeling. So we will tend to attract people into our lives that have the gifts that we most need to learn about. My father was an intuitive, and he was the parent that I had the strongest contract with. And so since being an adult, and my father's actually passed away, but I'm still attracting a lot of intuitives in my close environment because it's something that I personally needed to work through. It was a contract that I had for this lifetime. So if you are curious about what is this soul contract and why do you attract certain people into your life, what is the growth that you need to have from that, I do recommend that you check out this video that's linked right here, and that will tell you why you attract certain people into your life and what your soul contracts are all about. So go ahead and check that video out as your next step.